folks. What I'll be doing is I'll be showing you how to start tanking at level 16. You wait till 16 because you get an AoE taunt or skill. I'm using a cleric right now, so that'll be what we're focusing on. First thing you want to do is you want to go to Argent Blade or wherever else on the Defiant side and find the rare plant art good sales. And you're going to get all the things I'm showing currently in this. I'm also doing healing, so I get wisdom and spell power in my essences. But usually you want to stack wisdom and a small amount of intelligence if you're just doing tanking. And I also get that healing essence. You can get the foci from the normal plant art good salesman. That should be right near the rare.
Until next time.
And as you can see, I'm over geared right now for this, but I'll try to keep it simple as to what you'd actually be able to pull once you have all that gear. And it's not too expensive. It's pretty cheap, actually. A few rifts, or even if you have an alt character, you can just get vouchers and buy it all real quick. Definitely one thing you're going to have to remember is when you first start tanking these low levels, not everybody knows what they're doing. So you might have a task on your hands with some of the earlier ones. But if you get a good group every now and then, just keep running dungeons with them, you'll level up real fast, you'll get gear real fast, and you'll learn real fast. And sometimes you get a group like this that'll pull way too much. They do so much damage, you gotta be Johnny on the spot. But if you lose one, don't worry, it's not the end of the world. Just grab them real quick and pull them back to the herd. This dungeon has a lot to do with line of sight. So, wherever you have casters that you need to pull to a certain group, you need to find a rock or a tree or a corner or something and LOS them. And that'll bring them to you once their cast is interrupted, but they have to be, you have to have their threat. If I was under geared, I wouldn't even be able to pull like this, probably because all these people I think are in their 40s or something like that. They're doing lots of damage. As you can see, it's pretty easy for cleric at what I'm showing you. I'm not sure exactly what the other classes have, but you definitely want something that's AoE, which I don't think you get on every purpose until 16. So just because you hit 15, don't immediately jump into trying to tank. And whatever greens you get along the way, if you get tanking greens along the way, then you can replace whatever else you have with the plant art goods, and you should be good to go. But you want your range taunts, your pull taunts, where you pull them all to where you're at. I think Warrior has one. I don't know if they get it very early or not, though. Your AoE taunts and your single taunts. As you see, I just pass everything, so I don't need it. This boss is pretty simple. You really only have to concentrate on the boss, because the other two don't really attack anything unless you want to help them try to kill the other two, because they don't always know. So you might have to tell them to kill the little ads because they can't hurt the boss. But this group's pretty good. They have been here before, obviously, so I don't really have to worry about it. I just tank the boss. keep him looking at you. I think he has cleave. I'm not too sure about that. That might only be an expert's. Just keep all your buffs up. Single target, beat his ass. Now sometimes people will have a quest here and there'll be tons of Aldwarf or whatever their name is come down, and sometimes if people are standing around it'll wipe your whole crew. So, but they're easy to tank. You just jump at them, pull them, they die pretty quick. I can't show you this unless somebody has the quest, so, but it's just a warning to watch out for it, and it happens after every boss, I think, except for the last one. And you see, it took me a while to get all of them, but people barely took damage, and the healers usually can handle it at this level. Healing is pretty simple at this level, so you really don't have to worry too much if you lose one every now and then. Especially if you're mentored down, I think your hit takes a pretty deep hit, and sometimes you'll get dodged, and sometimes you'll miss flat out and everything like that. So you're gonna lose one eventually. But just don't worry about it. Pick them up real fast as you can, and they'll just beat them down. Simple as that. Quick as you can. You see, I used the rock a little bit for LOS to get them closer together, because this group right here is using a lot of AE. And there you have it. You lose one, pick them up, bring them back to the herd. This next boss is pretty simple. I mean, it's basically on the DPS. They just have to stay out of the bad when he spits at them. But, and the tank too, but it rarely ever goes on the tank, and you can you get something on where you don't move as fast, so it takes a little bit to get out of it. But, you know, just pull them out slow, and if you have any of your DPS that's melee, then you probably want to try to pull them out to where the flea isn't standing in that bad. It's right over there, that purple stuff. And that's about it for this boss. This area right here is really a lot of casters and a lot of places to use LOS, and it's a really good place to learn it. This actually should be a good example of it. Even this small thin tree right here. I'll just leave you watch this whole part with all the pulls and how I do it so you can concentrate on it. But And I'm by far the best tank, not the best tank, so it's just pull them, LOS them if they're a caster, hold them. That's all really it is. It's not too complicated, you just gotta know your few rounds and you'll have it down easily, as long as you're geared to do it. As a healer, I've found some people that don't have any kind of tank you're on, and they're not even, I think it was a warrior, he had a warlord thing, which shows you as a tank that you're not a tank, and he was taking hits real bad, and I had to go all out healing just to keep him alive, even during a boss fight. And it's just tough for on the healers if you don't have the gear to do it. The rest of it, the skills, if you know your tune, it's simple. And if you know certain little tricks, like the LOS, stuff like that. As you can see in these areas where there's a lot of people, you gotta kind of make sure you keep an eye out. That's why I just spam whatever my AE is and look around for a while, and I don't even worry about any kind of mitigation, but you don't really have to in this low level.
It seems we have guests, lads.
And this boss is pretty simple. Just grab him. He's gonna attack other people whether you like it or not. He charges at him, but as long as you keep the cleave on you, I think he has a cleave, it should be alright. So you know, wherever he starts attacking you, pull him back to between those two satyr, and you'll be good. And have him pointing away from the group. The only other thing is these two guys on the side, these satyrs, you gotta try to pull them and keep them. So as soon as you see their bars pop up like that, pull them. He takes a minute though. I didn't have enough time to go pull that other one. And there you go. They're easy to kill, but there's the pain. And the rest of the fight really is tank and spank. Don't have to chase him around, just stay where you are, wait for him to come back, hold him down while your team beats him down. This next part is pretty simple too, but you don't have as much stuff to LOS on, and there's a few casters, mainly this big guy right here that's getting charges put on him. So you just kind of have to take it a little slow unless you got a good healer and you feel confident that you can run and pull stuff all the way up to the end And you don't have to pull everything on the map, just whatever in a line to where no one else is getting attacked. These big guys right here are your only melee, and they'll follow you. Then the little hurricanes do one cast, and they come and they smack on you. So you really only have those fat lip ones. But it's pretty simple. This last pull I did wrong. I should have single target pulled the melee and charged at the caster, but I screwed that up. I don't know, I was trying to rush. This boss fight is a little bit tricky, but as long as you have your AAE threat generator, you should be fine. This first one right here, be ready to use break free because he's going to use whatever that is right there, wine or something, and you'll walk around like a dipshit. So you gotta clear that and then you can beat him down. And he does it to whoever too. I think he does it to the tank first every time though. This one right here, these little fire guys, I think they are. Yeah. These little fire guys, they'll break down into 2, and then the 2 will break down into, I think, 4, or possibly 5, and you gotta use AE on them to pull them. They kind of really popped up in a bad area for me on this one. Usually they'll pop up right next to you, but for some reason they popped up way over there. But you gotta have that AE ready, or else they will almost immediately attack your group, and they do a good bit of damage to all of them. Makes it harder on the healer if you don't pick them up as quick as you can. It's pretty sketchy, especially for new healers. This guy does kind of the same thing. Once he gets down to a certain health, I think, he'll spawn these little bugs, the same ones you found on the way coming up here, whole group of them, and just grab them all and hold them. But it'd be nice if your whole group could kill them before Twill spawns. As soon as he does, you gotta grab him or else he'll go right for your healer, I think. And I don't know if he has cleave or anything, but it's just an instinct to turn the boss from the party. And then it's basically just beat him down. He didn't really do much about anything else.
The merriment has ended. Hylas's dreary reign begins.